No.
No, no. You know, I tell you, they should never allow this camp here on the...
Hi guys, welcome to yet another video. It's Ndagire here. Thanks for clicking on this video. We're going to be talking about something that is actually very, very concerning. Like, everybody should be talking about it. And I'm not even joking. I'm not joking. This is what is happening in Kenya, where the government literally allowed foreigners, the owners of Marriott hotels, to be able to build their freaking hotel on the pathway of where wild beasts have been passing for generations and generations and generations of time, from Tanzania to Kenya every single year, every year. And that is the reason why this concept of Masai Mara is really known around the world, or all over the world, because this is a lifetime of nature in its beauty. And then now, corrupted government officials, I would say, allowed this place to be like erased, because now beasts are being kicked away by the staff, by the hotel, and now they have to look for another pathway for them to do that journey they've been doing for generations of time. And also the government is now attacking the Maasai people, like they are a problem, for taking the government or these Marriott hotel owners in court for disrupting nature, for disrupting the environment, for disrupting the nature of what it truly is in its own form. Like, this is insane, guys. I'm not even joking. I'm not bluffing. Literally, beasts are being kicked away. They don't know where to go. They are being blocked. This is where money has led African people to. Like, we are literally selling off our continent to the Western nations, to people that don't care about our nature, our people, our land, us as a people. Only freaking money. Freaking money, guys. Watch what other Africans are saying about this. Like, the Marriott hotels need to be called out, and they need to find a way to fix this, because you cannot play with nature in this form and expect it to not find another way out. And that other way out, I believe, is not going to be a positive one.
No.
No, no.
Okay, as you can see in that video, how the animals are being stopped from crossing. You understand? As you guys understand, African pride is our culture, our nature, wildlife. Kenya is one of the most beautiful countries when it comes to wildlife. You guys have seen on the news, you guys have seen on papers, you guys have seen in videos from different content creators from different parts of the world, from the west to east and every part of the world. People visiting Kenya because of wildlife. And these people, is it Marriott or what? Junior, is called Marriott, right? These guys had the audacity to build a hotel where these animals cross, where the migration of these animals happen. Happens every year. Happens every year. You guys can see. And the thing is, the crazy part is, I'm seeing Kenyan content creators actually silent about it. You guys are silent about it. And this is one of your pride. This is one of the reasons as to why people visit Kenya. This is one of the reasons as to why tourism in Kenya is here. When people see Kenya, imagine Kenya has one of the most unique cities in this world. A city that has its own national park. Imagine a city having, I'm pissed because this doesn't make sense. I've visited Masai Mara before. I've gone there with my friends, some of my friends from the States. Sialo Queen brought some of our friends from the States, and we went there, one of the friends from Nigeria. I've been to Masai Mara, and I've been to this same spot where they actually built this hotel. I have seen it. Guys, there's no feeling that beats nature. Let's be honest. Nature is everything. And the fact that Kenya is a blessed country to have such, such nature when it comes to wildlife and everything. Imagine, this is something that is actually feeding Kenya. If you are to check on how Kenya actually makes big and good money, and how Kenya has been able to top in Africa, not top like top, but be among the first African countries that are actually developed, and when it comes to freedom, nature, tourism being one of the biggest things in Kenya. And that is one thing that makes Kenya a proud country. And then the crazy part is how this thing was allowed to happen. You guys know this is a big industry in the country, and you let people, because of money and corruption, you let people go build a hotel where the migration happens. Why are we interfering in nature? Why are we interfering in nature? Kenyan content creators, this is the best time for you guys to stand out for your country, because this is your pride. This is your pride. You get, I've watched a lot of videos. I didn't actually see it until my FYP or my For You page started getting filled up with the same content. And one of the Masai, I don't know, leaders, who is a conservation something like that, came out to file a case against these people. And guess what? It's being dismissed. It's being dismissed. It's being dismissed. Why? Because money is talking here. Corruption. We are killing our own pride for money. These people don't give a shit. Guess what? At the end of the day, when your tourism dies, these people they can decide to close, demolish the hotel, and your tourism is dead. You're the one to lose, and you're losing your pride. Where is the pride of Kenya when you're allowing such things to happen to your nature? Things that bring value to your table, things that bring pride to the country. These people are interfering with the nature. You've seen in the video. Guys, I think this is one of the things we should. You guys have gone on the streets for politics, but don't forget, nature is everything. We as Africans, our culture, our nature. Remember, these people are interfering in the Masai culture, which is one of the richest cultures in Africa. These people are interfering with nature by building and spoiling nature and interfering in wildlife, which is actually one of the biggest industry in Kenya, which is tourism. So guess what? You people are literally losing three things at a go. You understand? You people are losing 3 things at a go. So the choice is yours. So if you Kenyans cannot stand against this is actually sad. Let's be honest. This is actually very sad. I'm not going to lie. This is very, very sad. You people need to stand out and come out and stop this thing. Me personally, I wouldn't. Yes, I am a person of luxury. I love luxury, right? But luxury in the right place. Not luxury in the wrong place. Yes, the hotel is beautiful. It looks nice. But it was put in a wrong place. It's just the same way, like, how can I say, when you are in a certain crowd, but that is the wrong crowd, you feel out of place.
Just imagine you're going to see the migration and then you're seeing
buildings. You've gone to see wildlife. You left, imagine somebody living Canada, living Australia, living UK, Sweden to come and see wildlife, and then the next thing is it's a hotel. There are no animals. Why? You've started establishing, establishing infrastructure where it is not supposed to be. What happened to building hotels in Nairobi, in Nakuru, in Mombasa, in Eldoret? Why go build a hotel in the middle of nowhere where animals are actually living their life? And then tomorrow we are complaining, extinction, our tourism has dropped. Why complain when you are the cause? Because of money. You are risking your entire industry because of money. Because of money.
Mother Nature blessed Kenya with the most eye-catching spectacle ever. This is the Masai Mara National Reserve. The Mara is globally known to experience wild beast migration from Serengeti in Tanzania coming all the way into Kenya. This epic natural spectacle is often characterized by massive herds of wild beasts migrating to Kenya, and it happens every year. This uniqueness in nature is the main reason why it got widely recognized, attracting tourists from across the world. Our tourists wakimwalk wanaenda kudozi kwa camps and lodges, basically hoteli. Hizi hotels zimejengwa ndani ya reserve, and we have over 150 of them. The main threat in this case are these hotels. Jina moja nataka umark, the Ritz-Carlton Marriott Hotel. This hotel is located on the Sun River, which is the actual border between Kenya and Tanzania. Hata kama ni 5-star hotel, this construction is an upset to nature. Why? It's literally been built on a path which the wild beasts have been using for migration since millennia. Picture me, hundreds of wild beasts stranded in the river, hawezi cross. Meanwhile, walami wanafanya nini? Wanawarecord. This is very shameful and an absolute threat to our wildlife, because let me tell you something. One thing about animals is that they are highly intelligent. I wish more people learned that there has to be a sustainability element in every business that we do, especially if we're talking long term. Pesa si kila kitu. Tukiamka next year, tupate wild beasts as migrate to Kenya anymore. There's no amount of money that can buy that epic moment back. We will lose our nature, which automatically means tutapoteza hao watalii. 10 years ago, wild beast migration would last 3 to 4 months. This year, it barely lasted a month. Mara is not in safe hands. And as a Kenyan, you can't afford to be silent. Dr. Metamei alienda kotini juzi with concrete evidence to challenge NEMA over this case. Daktari alituashua that will provide sufficient evidence to prove that there was no due process followed before the construction of this hotel, which only makes sense because no way you can tell me that cutting down trees that take more than 100 years to grow makes sense just because you want to build a hotel. Money can never buy nature. Nature is home, and home must be conserved and respected. All of this is happening while your favorite MP anachant nini? Niku bad.
Boycott the Marriott group of hotels and tell them to get the hell out of the Mara. The audacity of the Marriott Group of Hotels, together with other international developers and the Kenyan government, to put a gag order on this man, Dr. Ololdapash, a respected indigenous Maasai elder, environmentalist and conservationist. They put a gag order on him because he took them to court, accusing them of breaking environmental law, indigenous laws, moral laws, by building a Ritz-Carlton right on the Mara River, disrupting migratory patterns of all of the animals, the wildebeests, the elephants are in distress, the gazelles, the giraffes, all of this Maasai heritage, African heritage. The Maasai are the people who have been the keepers and protectors of these lands, and now they are the enemy. Marriott Group of Hotels has to pay the price. Put a review under any and all of these hotels. Tell them to get the hell out of the Mara and leave these indigenous communities alone. This corporate greed, a change.org petition exists. Go and sign it. Go and read up on the story. Go and understand the ins and outs. There are many ways that we can do this, but international pressure has to be put, public pressure has to be put on these developers to get out of the Mara, to pay back what they have already taken away from these communities, and to repair the environmental damage that they've already caused. Indigenous people have taken care of and sustained these lands for millennia. That is how come we can enjoy witnessing one of the greatest wonders of the world in the Great Migration, a delicate balance of nature coming to disrupt it by building a garish hotel in the middle of the Sun River. It is unbelievable. These people have to be stopped.
You know, I tell you, they should never allow this camp here on the...
If you care at all about animals, stick around for a second. The Masai in Kenya are taking Marriott to court because Marriott built their Ritz-Carlton in the Mara on a key migratory corridor which violates environmental law. Unsurprisingly, Marriott lied and said they didn't build on a migratory route, but nature is literally proving them wrong as we speak. Animals that have been migrating their entire lives and have ancestral knowledge of these routes are suddenly being blocked. It's not a theoretical problem, it's currently happening as we speak. For example, they've seen wild beasts turning back to avoid the camp, which did open in August during the height of the annual migration. One elephant was also spotted struggling to find a new path after using the location of the Ritz-Carlton as a crossing for more than a decade. These are just a few examples. There have been others. Do understand though, if the migratory corridor remains closed, the migration collapses. And if the migration collapses, the entire ecosystem goes with it. That is how extinction happens. The Serengeti migration is one of the largest mass movements of mammals in the world. This isn't just a few animals, it's about 2 million wild beasts, zebra, and other species moving back and forth between the Serengeti plains in Tanzania and the Masai Mara in Kenya. It is literally the heart of this ecosystem. And to make matters worse, Marriott's lawyers have succeeded in gagging a Maasai elder who is defending this great migration, as you can see in this text here. They are threatened because the voices speaking and the actions by the Maasai are getting international attention, and as we all know, the more eyes, the harder it is to do things, right, that are bad right now. Not that you can't get away with it, but it is a lot harder. I'm going to tell you some things you can do according to Jungle Doctor in a second. We do need to speak about what is happening, even if it's just a video or you share. One of the important things is to remember not to go to this hotel, okay? You can boycott Marriott entirely, and I will absolutely support you. But definitely don't go to this hotel. Travelers, as one elder has said, travelers are lured by the idea of traveling to this pristine, remote, exotic destination, but the truth is, as a traveler, you may well be contributing to the destruction of the very place you want to visit. Don't go. If you can, tag Marriott Hotels and Ritz-Carlton in this video and ask them, will you commit to respecting migratory corridors in Kenya? Now, I know this won't change their greedy minds, a TikTok video, but the more eyes the better, and comments get the more eyes. So it will not only show them that we see them, but it will also get more to see this. Also, again, please follow Jungle Doctor on Instagram. For my knowledge, she's one of the main voices amplifying on social media for the Maasai. And once again, here's some ways you can help protect the Great Migration.
I know I'm kind of sounding mean right now or really angry because I am. Like, I shouldn't even pretend about this. This is the reason why we are still in the shackles of slavery and colonization as African people, because we don't respect ourselves and our people. And tell me why the government, instead of siding and fighting for the Maasai people that have been kind of in control or, protecting and reserving Masai Mara animals, or how, nature in that place really functions, because it's really their land. That's where God placed them. Like, that's where they were born. That's the thing that they know. That's their home. Now the government wants to kick them out and kick them away because they took the Marriott Hotel into court for disrupting nature, for disrupting the environment. Like, okay, where do these beasts have to pass now? Because this is something that has been historical. Every year we expect animals or beasts to be traveling from Tanzania, from Serengeti, from Tanzania to Mara. Where should they pass now? Like the way the staff was, kicking and chasing them away, where do they expect them to go? And of all places, why build on a pathway of nature? Why build in a place where that's where the most magical thing happens? Like, that's where you want to put your freaking hotel. Why not put it somewhere, like maybe next to it, but not in the pathway? Why close the freaking pathway? Is money that much important than preserving African heritage, African culture, African norms, African beauty, African every freaking thing? Like, we have reached that point that we don't care about anything as long as there is money coming in. Like, this is not like racism, I would say, because you can deal with that. You cannot deal with nature in this way. Like, where do the animals have to go now? Literally. Okay, if this happens and then they no longer have to come into Kenya, let's say now the beasts have been, blocked, they can't pass anymore where they've been knowing that they have to pass, because ancestral-wise, spiritual-wise, this is something that I'm pretty sure those animals learned from their previous generations of, ancestors, if they call them that. Yeah. So imagine me knowing something for the longest time, for eternity, and then now I have to be forced to get away from it because, someone else is standing in my way for their own benefit. Because clearly we are showing that we don't care about our wildlife. And the more we hurt our wildlife, the more we hurt our nature, God is going to punish us even more as African people. Like, let's be serious. Because sometimes you're like, maybe even colonization happening is because we really hated ourselves so much that even now we are showing we don't even care about the things that God, gifted us with. So we might as well be punished. We might as well be punished. Because if we are making these animals like troubled and making them, lose what they've had for that long time, or for this generation or generations of time, why would we not be punished as African people? Like, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. People are pissed. I am pissed because, those are some of the things that we wanted to see. Some of us that don't probably have the funds to go and see that. Now, we can't even go and see that because rich, greedy freaking people collide with the corrupt freaking governments to erase our freaking nature so that we don't even enjoy it as African people. Like, make it make sense. This is freaking ridiculous. Let's say when it comes to palm people, the way white people care about their freaking dogs or cats, like, you can't even touch their freaking cats or dogs or do anything to them, you'll be taken to prison. Why are we letting our nature be disrupted? Guys, I'm losing English. I'm literally losing English. Why are we letting our nature be disrupted because of freaking money, because of freaking money? How are we going to replace it? Why are we cutting down trees because, the Western nation says, do Western nations have trees? Why are we building stuff to disrupt our nature because the Western people are bringing in money? Do they have what we have in their countries? They don't have those things. They don't have that nature. This is the same thing when it comes to the resources. We keep on, the governments, these freaking corrupt governments still let our people be in pain and mine and dig out, resources from the ground to give it to the Western nations. And then we don't have money now. We can't even help ourselves. Our governments are letting this happen. Because Because if they did not, Western people would not come in and do this kind of BS in our countries. Why do they care about the African cats and dogs, but then when they come into our continent, they want to disrupt things, and we just have to appreciate that and accept it because white people or Western people came and told us to do that, and it's okay. When we are losing, I swear, African people, the moment we will start to like really respect what we were given, maybe that's when God will remember us and, break us from these shackles of slavery and mental colonization, because this is freaking ridiculous. Who signed those freaking papers for that hotel to be placed in a pathway of something magical, generational for years and years and years and years now has to be erased and literally perish because of freaking greed and money. Greed and money. I'm literally lost. I'm lost from words. Like, I feel like I'm stuttering because I'm pissed. This is really pissing. This is really sad for people that really love nature and appreciate nature. What's the way forward? What next? What solution? Because now I'm seeing these are being kicked away for them to figure it out themselves. Where do you want them to freaking go? And in terms of tourism, it's very effective when it comes to, let's say, Kenya. Now, if that is taken away, what is going to be bringing people really to come to Kenya to see anything? Because the moment you listen or hear about Mara, you're like, oh my God, there's the wild beast crossing. Like, oh my God, I can't wait to go and see it. Now it's being disrupted, and we don't even know if these beasts are going to continue to do that same route or still come in to do what they've been doing for a very, very freaking long time, for generations and generations of time. Why are we being freaking... we are literally being monsters to ourselves, and it's insane to see. It's insane, really. Like, this is unacceptable. I can't believe this is happening, but it's clearly happened. It happened, it's happening, and I think it's going to continue happening because we have a lot of freaking greedy people that would rather take a paper to sell off their resources that God created and gave them that could never be replaced. Like, a paper can be replaced, you cannot replace what that has been happening, like the wild beast crossing. We are that dumb and stupid, and I can't even take it back. I can't take it back because clearly we are all going to lose. We are all going to lose. Like, imagine some of our children are not going to be able to see this. Like, why are we so greedy? Why are we so greedy? Why are we letting other people really take over our own lands and every beauty that we have? We give them resources, we give them our labor, we give them our lives, we literally give them everything. We still have to give them our animals because of a freaking paper. Guys, I don't even want to curse. Because of a freaking paper. That is it for me, guys, in today's video. Like, yeah, that's where we are in 2025. I really can't add on this. All I can say is we are still cursed, and we are still going to be cursed until we start to preserve and appreciate and care and protect things that were given us by the Creator. Otherwise, let's enjoy the colonization. Full freaking hand with even our nature. With our nature. That is it for me in today's video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.